Welcome and thanks for joining us for another season of Scope. The Department of Works Connect PNG Policy 2020 to 2040 is a 20 years PNG Road Master Plan that was primed as a blueprint project of the decade under the Marape-led government. Deputy Prime Minister Sam Basil and Minister for Works Michael Nally recently launched the corporate plan in Port Moresby.
The Connect PNG program will open up the landlocked remote communities across PNG and unbundle the enclave of untapped economic potential in agriculture and SME revolution that is untouched by modern civilization to access markets and boost business opportunities for majority of Papua New Guineans that resides in rural areas. The Connect PNG policy elevates the roads transport being the predominant mode of transportation in PNG. Improved road access will provide an enabling environment to achieve the Vision 2050. Apart from energy and power supply, internet connectivity, water and sanitation, ports and airport development in PNG. For the first time, the government has a 20-year Connect PNG plan to respond to the growing concern of the fast deterioration of PNG's road network, improve core economic lifeline highways and major trunk and feeder roads to standards by investing 20 billion kina between 2020 to 2040. The program will repair, construct, and rehabilitate a total length of 4,200 kilometers of standard two-lane economic highways and 16,000 kilometers of provincial and district main backbone highway at a cost of 20 billion kina that will be implemented in a series of 5 years running program that will result in a well-connected country.
If a system of government is not working, let's change it. And let's not spend too much time talking about it, but let's fix it. Let's make some decisions.
The first 5 years, 2020 to 2025, medium-term program will rehabilitate, upgrade and maintain existing roads at a total length of 2,000 kilometers of the existing economic highways and construction of new missing links to total lengths of 1,300 kilometers as early works and 5,000 kilometers of connecting provincial district roads at a total estimated cost of 5 billion kina to achieve 70% of the core network in good condition. This includes the 2 billion kina worth of contracts on the national highways, sub-national roads, including the 3 billion kina Sustainable Islands Highway Improvement Program from Kakamuga to Nadzab in Ley, Morobe Province. Additional new tenders worth 1.44 billion kina of high-impact projects covering 554 kilometers on core road network. Additional new tenders worth 300 million kina and year rolling contracts covering 5,000 kilometer major provincial and district roads. Total ongoing and new tenders is as per listed above is approximately equivalent to 7.5 billion kina or 1.5 billion kina per year.
I'd like to also call on the provincial governments, provincial governors, district DDA chairmen, which all the open members are, to understand and to share information with Works Department to know where provincial roads is and where district road is. To make sure that when provincial government sits in its provincial budgets, we do not duplicate on the same road. The DOW, or the Department of Works 2021 work plan, resonate our commitment to ensure PNG's road network is rehabilitated and maintained and expanded. The total value for the 2021 work plan is about 1.8 billion, of which Connect PNG investment amounts to a total of 1 billion, while 800 million on the National Road Network Strategy. The Trans-Island Corridor is the priority investment to the link islands, Momase and the southern regions by 2025 to celebrate the 50th independence anniversary of our great country.
However, the budget can afford 500 to 700 million kina per year against planned minimum spending of 1.5 billion kina per year, which is creating a growing road infrastructure investment that will leave a shortfall of 1 billion kina. This will be financed by external financing arrangement and country treaties and MOUs signed by foreign governments who are our trade partners like China and Australia, to name a few, especially in massive infrastructure project initiative like the Connect PNG program.
Expectations are also very high as well. With the increased level of investment in the road infrastructure, the demand of accountability for the use of funds, as mentioned by the Works Minister, will also increase. Value for money performance monitoring is essential to ensure our people are getting the quality of road infrastructure that will last longer with less maintenance costs.
However, given these challenges, Minister for Works Michael Nally is still optimistic that the government can still deliver the project.
That Connect PNG is the way to go. We must open up the country. We must open up the country, and Connect PNG is the way to go. But while at the same time, we must maintain the existing infrastructure and not to neglect them.
Meantime, the government is happy with the progress of the Sustainable Islands Highway Investment Program. This massive investment is the biggest in the island's economic corridor, with Asian Development Bank 3 billion kina project progressive update gaining momentum. Minister Nally and Secretary Were recently conducted a pre-site visit from Mount Again by road to Lae, accompanied by ADB project officials, to see contractors scheduled on site picking up works on critical sections along the island's highways, especially the Simbu section, Daulo Pass and Kasam Pass in Eastern Islands Province.
No longer implementing the road projects on ad hoc and on piecemeal basis. Department of Works, in partnership with our donors, have gone into program base, just like the SIP. I think that's a vehicle to drive some of these key priority programs in the country. We have the EIB bridge program that is running, the rural bridge program that is running, rural road program that is running. We got the other highways. We want to look at a similar arrangement where we have bigger programs where we see there is continuity in implementation and we remain focused to the targets.
Under the Connect PNG policy 2020 to 2040, the SHHIP program also captures the industry community and SMEs. Mr. Were said the major rehabilitation works is timely, as the island's highway, since its construction back in 1952, has undergone minor repairs and maintenance work under successive governments since independence. The government will continue to get the attention it deserves with the support from ADB, who has been a friend and development partner.
It is now our responsibility as leaders to correct all these big stumbling blocks if you want to see development in this country.
Vera said the Department of Works is addressing the issue of unstable and movements of aging road pavement structure, especially along the Simbu section of the island's highway, and the major contractors are deployed on site to ensure that this multi-billion program is taking shape and on schedule and within budget.
Despite very difficult terrain, tough conditions, this is the famous Kunjawa Gelbo Road under the ADB program that is prioritizing some toll roads in the Highlands region. I think this is one of the highlights of that program.
The SHHIP is an ADB-funded program where the PNG government, through the Department of Works, who secured 3 billion kina from ADB in 3 tranches to a total length of 430 kilometers from Kagamuga Airport in Mount Agen to Nadzab Airport in Ley, Morobe Province, that will run for 10 years.
When we come back, Port Moresby General Hospital adamant to take back referral status and refocus on specialist care. Welcome back to Scope. Port Moresby General Hospital is a level 7 referral hospital for the whole country, and as such, it should be a specialized hospital. However, it has not been performing to the level of its expectation because it has been functioning as a general hospital dealing with every disease. The vision and intention of the current Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Paki Molumi, is to transform the Port Moresby General Hospital into a specialist referral hospital, and he will do all it takes to achieve that. He expressed his intentions recently while addressing the hospital staff during their dedication service held on the 4th of February 2021. Evidence of spiritual transformation in the lives of the staff is being evident in the numerous changes that are taking place, including physical infrastructure as well as in the human resource capacity.
Holding an annual dedication service is one of the changes that occurred during the tenure of the current CEO Paki Molumi, together with the chaplaincy program that also came into place. Dr. Molumi thanked the staff, both present and those that have passed on. He acknowledged the new staff who have joined last year, especially the 100 new nurses.
For the first time, we have a legal officer. So many of you who have been running to courthouse looking to stamp your papers and get your commissioner of oath, you'll have that at service provided at Port Moresby General Hospital. We will also have Dr. Michael Doku, who has joined us. We have brought him specifically to drive, as chair of the Clinical Governance Committee, to drive national health service standards at Port Moresby General Hospital. That's one of his tasks that he's been about. The second task that's given to him is to linkage between NCD PHA, Central PHA, and Gulf PHA, so that we reduce the load at Port Moresby General Hospital. Of course, the third thing is to implement control private practice in this hospital, yes, especially the SMO's implementation of the National Doctors Award.
To separate its function from a general hospital to a teaching specialized hospital, the process begins with doctors and nurses from the Port Moresby General Hospital taking the service closer to the people.
Some of our doctors, nurses, 2021, we must be ready to travel to Quikula, travel to Moroguna, travel to Gulf, so that we save those people there and we stop people coming to Port Moresby General Hospital.
Among many changes that Dr. Molumi intends to improve, the governance issue is one major one.
Over the last 2019 and 20, we have been trying to fix up our governance issues, especially in HR. We have done most of, set the process in place in HR, finance as well. We have given less input into clinical governance, which is the core business which we're going to start this year. So we'll have the clinical governance committee rolling, and the subcommittees will come. So I want all of you to be part of that process, and let's give quality care to our patients.
Dr. Molumi reflected back on his journey as a doctor, especially in his role in the Port Moresby General Hospital, capturing the roles and responsibilities of the hospital and the changes that are necessary.
When I started as a specialist in 2007 at this hospital, of course after my undergraduate training and the postgraduate training, is that many of the patients that come from outset with cancers, especially head and neck cancers, come to ENT clinic. And many of you know very well we do big head and neck cancer surgeries.
Dr. Mulumi said as a level 7 hospital, Port Moresby General Hospital has to provide all such highly specialized services and not refer them again to other countries.
Many of the hospitals have moved in with the Provincial Hospital Authority Act. They are our authority now. The only hospital that is left under the 1994 Public Hospital Act is Port Moresby General Hospital. We are doing a specialist hospital bill so that we can remove the general hospital.
Dr. Mulumi said when they remove the general hospital to National Specialist Referral Hospital, they will delegate roles among the provincial PHAs and hospitals so that Port Moresby General Hospital can provide only specialized service. In preparation for that, capacity building training is being prepared for doctors and specialized nursing training. The hospital will work with the universities for curriculums to be developed to suit those career pathways. Though funding continues to be one major constraint holding back progress, Dr. Mulumi is not intimidated by it. He is determined to use any other means and ways to achieve his vision of transforming Port Moresby General Hospital to becoming a specialist referral hospital.
When we come back, late Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare is given a funeral fit for a king as hundreds of tributes continue to pour in for the nation's founding father. Welcome back to Scope. The nation had been in mourning since late Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare passed away in February. Hundreds offered condolences by various means, but mostly on social media. At his house cry in Port Moresby, hundreds more paid tribute and carried out various customary rites to honor the death of a chief or big man. They thanked him for uniting a diverse nation, for giving Papua New Guineans a chance to freely choose and create their own destinies. The late Grand Chief was also given a funeral fit for a king on Friday, 12th of March at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium in Port Moresby, the place where his political life and that of a united Papua New Guinea began.
The house cry for late Grand Chief Sir Michael Thomas Somare continued into its second week. On Saturday 6th and into Monday 8th, Port Moresby residents from the provinces of Simbu Eastern Highlands, Jiwaka Western Highlands, Southern Highlands and Hela converged at the Sir John Guy Stadium over the 3 days. They showed their grief the Highlands way. It was truly a proud moment to see how Papua New Guineans can come together at this time and gravitate towards each other and feel each other's pain at the loss of a great leader.
Thank you.
City residents from Simbu were led into the indoor complex to pay respects to the late Grand Chief. They were led by parliamentary leaders including Governor Michael Dua. Member for Sinesine Yongumul and Minister for Petroleum Kereng Akua was among those who spoke at the house cry. He thanked the late Grand Chief for choosing to lead the country under a democracy. He also challenged those who had controversially removed the Grand Chief from the Prime Minister's seat in 2011. Akua himself apologized for not meeting the expectations of the people. During the 2011 political impasse, Bulolo MP Sam Basil and Vanimo Green MP Belda Nama had been in the forefront, with Yalibu Pangia MP Peter O'Neill. 5 years later, Basil and Nama apologized to Sir Michael. At Monday's house cry, the Southern Highlands and Hela communities attended the house cry. They grieved openly for Sir Michael. The member for Yalibu Pangia expressed his sorrow too. He took the challenge from Kerengakua, and despite the 2011 controversial removal of Sir Michael being a political move, O'Neill apologized to the Somare family and the people of Isipik.
I know we've had our own differences, and if I had caused some grief and pain to the Somare family or himself, we apologize for it. We say sorry.
Late Sir Michael Somare's bloodline crosses the Isipik border and into Bogia district of Medang province. In a separate ceremony, chiefs from Yawar, Almami and Yabu traveled to Port Moresby to carry out customary obligations on late Sir Michael, who is a Kukurai, a paramount chief. His children Beta and Sana represented their family to witness this ritual performed for a Kukurai who passes on. A mask and a basket containing a chief's attire and personal possessions were presented to Sana Somare. Giri Chief John Puar acknowledged Lady Veronica's bloodline as well as a descendant from Giri village. Here, a set of dog's teeth made as a headband was placed on Sana's head. The rest of the Medang community in NCD then attended the house cry on Tuesday alongside the Morobe community. They were led by their parliamentary leaders. Gifts were presented as others paid tribute to late Sir Michael. On the 12th day of the house cry, the Sipik community came in numbers to honor Tunga. Late Sir Michael's biggest critics have always been his people from the Sipik. Throughout his rise in the political scene, he has always been told that he gave more to others and forgot his own people. However, the people of Sipik always held him in high regard, and he clocked more than 50 years in politics. Even sitting Governor Allen Bird had said that out of respect for the Grand Chief, he contested the governor's seat after Sir Michael retired from politics.
In September 2017, on his handover of East Sipik province to me at the Somare Stadium, and as I spoke, we looked to the Sipik flag, a flag many of you, the children of Somare, have become familiar with these past few days. It shows a crocodile and a shark carrying the kumul, flying proudly above. Sipik led the country while being carried by his people. I looked for a word in my language, in my Abalam language, that said goodbye or farewell. I could not find one. I could not find a word in my language to farewell this great man. So until we meet again, Grand Chief, the Right Honorable Sana, Sir Michael Thomas Somare, Bambudu, Namandu, Wanana, Nanakundi Yabakwai, Maulu, Maulu.
The official state send-off program for late Sir Michael began on Thursday 11th March with the Lion State ceremony. Members of Parliament spent a few hours with the body of the late Grand Chief, which was placed in the chamber. They remembered him for his political leadership, his fight for independence, and his determination to see his people have equal rights. On Friday 12th, late Sir Michael Somare was given a farewell fit for a king. Hundreds gathered at his funeral at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium to send him off to his final resting place. A devout Catholic, late Sir Michael's funeral was presided over by Cardinal Sir John Ribbart.
I have reflected a great deal on this leader, great husband to Lady Veronica, great father to his children, grandchildren, and for me, a great friend. Today, we are here to acknowledge the great contribution he made to Papua New Guinea, to celebrate his earthly and eternal life, and to thank God for giving Papua New Guinea such an outstanding leader.
45 years ago, late Sir Michael stood in this very place to lower the Australian flag and raise the PNG flag. It was a bittersweet moment then, as PNG wondered, where to from here? So it is a bittersweet moment now that Sir Michael is gone, and PNG again wonders, where to from here? The body of late Sir Michael Somare departed Port Moresby for Wewak today. He will spend time with his family at home before he is laid to rest on Queer Heights, Wewak.
That ends this episode of Scope, a kind reminder to apply simple measures to prevent the transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Thanks for your company. Good night.